Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 BMW X3 M Competition. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this SUV for me today. Definitely take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. This X3 is finished off in Merino Bay Blue Metallic. MSRP is just over $93,000. And this is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin power turbo paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. This X3 pumps out 503 horsepower, 457 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system, propelling this 4,600-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. It has a top speed of 170 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 17.2 gallons. You'll expect to see around 15 miles per gallon in the city, 20 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 112.8 inches. Its overall length is 186. It has a width of 74.7 and a height of 65.7 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this X3 M Competition, this of course has the M Sport package, which provides it with all the gloss black accents that are up front, including the entire surround for the kidney grille. X3 M badge is on that driver's side. There's a forward-facing camera, and then plenty of cutouts to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. I really like the design of that kidney grille as well. It's much narrower and a little bit taller than on some of the other models available. Now this also has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. There's parking sensors, and then the entire lower bumper is completely different from a normal X3. There are very large inlets on both sides, sensor right in the middle with some mesh, and that sensor is for the adaptive cruise and distance pacing. Now there's also a few lines coming down the hood with the BMW badge right in the middle, but it gives it such an aggressive look for this smaller size SUV. Now this model also has the upgraded 21-inch wheels with that multi-spoke design. They have a two-tone pattern to them. The M Sport brakes are just behind that. There's also another X3M badge on that trim piece just behind that tire. And for the power folding side mirrors, there's a camera along with the turn signal, along with more gloss black for the roof racks. It's surrounding all of the window trim. And then great lines that run down the side. Crisp one just at the height of the door handles, a little bit more contours in the lower side skirt there, and then the fender arches as well. And then in back, body colored spoiler with gloss black in the lower section, third brake light, wiper blade. This also has the dark housings for those LED taillights and turn signals. There's a backup camera with all the sensors down below, more gloss black for that diffuser, as well as the quad tip dual exhaust, which we can take a listen to because we have remote start. So let's fire this up. When you triple tap on that button, that is how you can shut it off. Very good sound. There's also the button on the key fob or the one up underneath. You can use that to open up the power liftgate. And while this is on the smaller side of the SUV lineup, there's actually a good bit of space. There's some indentions on both sides so you can put an item sideways. There's even storage underneath the floor. Now the spare tire is in there, but you could place some items over on that driver's side or some other smaller ones if you really needed to. We have the cover too, which is removable, and then you can fold down the back seats to give you that much more interior practicality for this size. Now up top, you can close it. The one on the right side will also lock it as well. And as we take a look at the back seats now, you can unlock this with the back door handles, which is a nice convenient touch. The door panel also has carbon fiber, there's brushed aluminum, all of the leather accents. There is a manual adjusting sunshade if you need to use that, and storage in the lower section. And then take a look at the leather seats with the stitch pattern running down the inserts. There's the BMW colors also on the seat belts. Now this control on the side is how you can recline these seats. So they are adjustable, and at 5'10", I have plenty of space. There's climate adjustments. These are even heated seats as well. We have all of those controls and then some auxiliaries down below. And at 5'10", I have around 2 or 3 inches above my head, and then I can even recline these for a little bit more comfort. So for the size, again, very, very spacious and accommodative for backseat passengers. Now right in the middle, there's the armrest along with 2 cup holders, and then you can also fold down the middle seat individually. So if you have some items in the back, you need to grab them, you can quickly do that. And while it's small, all of the windows are very large. So it provides you with a lot of light, which is great. Now for the driver door panel, we have more carbon fiber, memory seating adjustments. This also has the Harman Kardon sound system. There's all the window controls, power folding side mirrors, there's the liftgate release, and even more storage. X3 M Comp is also written out down on the door sill. And then take a look at these sport bucket seats for your front seat passengers. The only manual adjustment is for the leg support. We have the lumbar and automatic adjustments down on the side. Let's fire this back up though and take a listen to this X3. And coming back to the gauge cluster, fuel and miles per hour are on the left side. Right side gives you the tach and engine temperature. And then you can also go through that information using the button on the top of the turn signal stalk. So currently there's the odometer along with some other data. You can pull up the tire pressure along with the temperature. If we push on that one more time, there's some other vitals that you can monitor as well. You can look at a live readout for horsepower and torque. You can even pull up a G-force meter, look at your music, and then you also have the different driving modes that the vehicle has. So this is how it is currently set up. There's also what gear you're in, and then a live readout for MPG. Now, as we look at the rest of the steering wheel, we have the M Sport steering wheel with that logo down below. It is heated. More of those colors are stitched within it. On this left side, all of the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. Right side gives you volume and tuning along with Bluetooth and voice commands. You can use the center button to pull up your audio controls within the head-up display. So it shows miles per hour, of course, and your speed limit, and then it also shows all of the audio adjustments. Now this also has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, as well as M1 and M2. Both of these are shortcuts to set this vehicle up the way that you would like to with all those driving modes, and it includes the exhaust note too, as you already heard. Now on the left side, there's a little bit of space down below, all of the headlight adjustments, one air vent, and then as we take a look at the infotainment system, on the home screen, there's a few different items that you can go through, just depending on what you like to see, and you can configure that as needed. And then there's shortcuts over on this left side. So you can quickly get into all of this info. Now, if I go into car, I'm going to use the dial down below to further go through this. So we have driving information. You can pull up your sport display if you want to monitor all of that. If we go into the M menu, this is how you can configure M1 and M2. So I will have these set up for the test drive with basically as sporty as it can be and as efficient as it can be. But you have so many different settings that you can go through. You have vehicle status that you can test out, and then all of these settings to configure everything to your personal taste. So there's a lot of info that you can go through, and then there's also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now you can also use the shortcuts down below to quickly get through all this info, which is also nice. More carbon fibers underneath that. There's a shortcut to the intelligent safety, so that way you can go through all these standard safety features, have them set up and ready to go. Now this also has heated and ventilated front seats. So you have one button that will control both of those. And then we have the climates right in the middle. So there's fan speed, temperature, where you'd like the air to go, a few other recircs as well. Power and volume, tuning, all of the presets are just underneath that. And then at the very bottom, there's wireless charging with an auxiliary, 2 cup holders, and a 12 volt, and you can hide that as needed. All of the controls for that screen on that right side there. And then this is how you can put it into reverse. With the backup camera, there's also the 360 view. So you can look around the entire vehicle, use the gesture control, or just push on the pinpoints to see around the entire car. There is also the car wash setting or another top-down view if you would like to use that. And then you can put it into drive by pushing it once. When you do that one more time, that is how you can put it into sport mode. And with it in drive, that's how you can also pull up the forward-facing camera. So you can shift using this, park is on the back side, and you even have the adjustments for how quick or slow you want the transmission to shift. Very cool to see that. Now there's traction control, the camera button, parking sensors, engine start stop, and then there's also a few different modes. If you push on M mode, it will actually change the entire gauge cluster, as well as allowing you to choose between road, sport, and track mode. So that is pretty cool, your standard, and then you have M Sport. It also changes the gauge or the head-up display as well. So you have the RPMs running across the top, and then your miles per hour and speed limit. Behind that, there's a setup. There's the exhaust note button, auto hold, e-brake, as well as a downhill assist control. And then plenty of space in the center armrest, as well as in the glove box. Now up top, there's the dome lights, and then you also have some call buttons too. And as far as visibility goes, it is very easy to see over both shoulders. Well, let's go ahead and get this performance-oriented X3 out on the road. As we set off now behind the wheel for this X3 M Competition, this is such a performance-oriented SUV from BMW. It is a lot of money, $90,000 for a small SUV like this, but when you factor in the performance that this has, if you're not looking for a large SUV, you want something that's incredibly performance-oriented, this is honestly a great option to go with. It's not that small on the inside, and it's nice that the back seats recline too to give your passengers in the back a little bit more comfort, but this is a great daily driver for something of this size. Now, I have it in the normal setting right now, and we have the shifts in the slowest settings possible. So with it in sport mode, let's give it an acceleration with this in normal mode. And coming around the turn, it handles very well. But this is just kind of normal, casual driving with it. If we put it into M mode now, or M2, we push on M mode. Big difference between both of those. And this is just so much fun to drive. Now, it's not going to handle like a sports car, but it definitely gives you the performance that you want, especially for this price point. Now, what I love too is that you can tone down these shifts if you want them to be a little bit more laid back. So when you put this into the normal driving setting, they will actually respond to with the vehicle. So if you're just driving in rush hour traffic, something like that, you want it to shift a little bit more smooth, I'll say, you can put it in that setting. But if you want those crisp, very quick shifts, even in normal mode, it downshifts and upshifts, and it lets you go a little bit higher in those aggressive settings. So you can drive this several different ways, just depending on what you are doing for the day. I think it's really cool. I think this is a fun vehicle to go with. Now, if you're new to the channel, I own an X5. I don't have a performance-oriented one because it's not my only vehicle. If this is your only vehicle, I would opt for this. If you're getting an X5, get the M Comp. I think it is truly a very nice performance-oriented vehicle to go with. And if it was my only vehicle, I would have the M Comp. But it is not my only vehicle, so I didn't need to go with a higher trim level. So that's awesome as well, though. If you don't want this, you can go with a lower trim level X3. You can get an S Drive, X Drive, just depending on what you want. You can get the smaller engines too. So there's a huge price discrepancy between the X3s that are available and in the big boy. Even these seats are incredible. They hold you well, they're super comfortable. So all around, if you want performance, this is what you can go with. I don't think there's really any other smaller vehicles like this that have this performance. So it's almost in a class of its own with what's available for 93 grand. And with everything in the most aggressive setting from second gear, here we go. Very light acceleration, but it's still quick and gets up to speed. I love how quick or how slow you can make those shifts depending on the drive that you want. So behind the wheel now for the $90,000 X3, it's a sweet place to be. We have the Harman Kardon sound system. We have a lot of nice materials, a lot of options with how you can spec your X3 too. Wireless charging is an option. There's a few other things, adaptive cruise. Some of those are options that you can go with or without. And we have a beautiful interior. I really can't say much that I don't like about this vehicle. Like I mentioned earlier, I own an X5, and the reason that I bought an X5 was because I get to drive so many X3s and X5s that it was just something that stood out to me compared to other SUVs on the market. So after driving a whole lot of them, it really made me want to purchase one myself, and I went with the X5 just for a little bit more space and the towing capabilities that it does have. Now, if you get the towing package on this, towing's right around 4,400 pounds. So if you have some smaller trailers, maybe a jet ski, something like that, you can still tow with this performance-oriented vehicle. So it's really the best of both worlds, especially if you're not looking for a large size SUV. If you live in the city or you're going places a lot where you don't necessarily want a large vehicle, it's such a small footprint that it's going to be easy to drive, easy to park, and still give you the performance that you want. So it's a lot of money, but also you're really not going to find anything to hate or anything negative about this. The only thing that I will say is for the 24-year model, this doesn't have that larger screen. I am not sure if BMW is doing that in every single model. Personally, I think it would be an overkill on this. With how small the interior is, with that massive continuous screen, it might not work that well in this. So I do like the split screen setup that this does have. But it's so comfortable to drive, very smooth. It's not quite that loud, especially when you put it in the efficient setting. And you can drive it like a normal daily driver, then you can take it to some back roads and really have some fun with it. That is going to wrap it up though for the 24 BMW X3 M Comp. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Check out their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I'll see you all in the next video.